8:03 on Friday morning, November 7th. We're sitting at 44 degrees now. Highs in the 60s later, increasing clouds. Good morning. I'm Michelle Basch.
I'm John Aaron. Our top story, a lot of air travelers in the area are hoping for the best since today is the day the FAA is reducing air traffic at the nation's busiest airports. So far this morning, we've gotten word of 35 flight cancellations at Reagan National, 21 at Dulles, and 22 at BWI Marshall. WTOP's Neil Augenstein is talking with passengers at Reagan National.
So far, so good.
But that passenger is rushing to his gate to get home where he's supposed to be part of a wedding. This man and his family hope their flight to Miami gets there today.
We headed on a cruise.
This man's been hearing from his airline the past few days.
So I just get the notices, from American, just informed us about, what's going on. But they have not told us to change our travel plans until we're notified.
At Reagan National Airport, Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
Now, this is the 38th day of the government shutdown, and the Senate will vote today on a GOP short-term spending bill, but with a new legislative twist. The latest from WTOP's Mitchell Miller today on the Hill.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune plans to bring up the continuing resolution that's been voted down more than a dozen times. But he also plans to bring up an amendment that would extend federal funding and a minibus of full-year spending bills. Thune says the government needs to be reopened as people go hungry and problems with air travel increase.
The pain the shutdown has caused is only getting worse.
Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer says this week's election should get the president and Republicans to address health care issues.
The American people have spoken. It's time Republicans finally listen and work with Democrats to bring this shutdown and health care crisis to an end.
If the latest measure isn't approved, the Senate is expected to work through the weekend. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
There are conflicting reports this morning about a possible federal investigation into D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser. It started with a report published yesterday in the New York Times. Here's WTOP's Acacia James.
The investigation centers on a 2023 foreign trip to Dubai, paid for by the government of Qatar, that Bowser took with members of her staff, according to the New York Times. The case is being handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. and reportedly began in April after local news reports raised questions about who funded the trip. Sources tell the Times the investigation is focused on possible violations of campaign finance law or bribery. Bowser's office says the district has not been notified of any investigation and that the trip was a standard business visit to promote D.C. as a destination for investment. Acacia James, WTOP News.
Meantime, Axios and NBC4 report that Bowser is not under federal investigation. Both say they spoke with a Trump administration official. The source Axios spoke with said a disgruntled former FBI agent is spreading rumors.
Maryland leaders say the stakes are high in a legal fight to keep the FBI headquarters coming to Greenbelt. Here's WTOP's Mike Murillo.
The Greenbelt FBI headquarters project was considered to be a game changer for Prince George's County until the Trump administration canceled the plan to move the FBI headquarters to Maryland earlier this year. A Senate committee has also backed the plan. But with a lawsuit, Maryland hopes to revive the project.
But I can tell you, this battle, the one we're announcing today, is worth fighting.
County Executive Aisha Braveboy says it's the largest economic development effort in the county's history.
It will positively affect the gross domestic product of Prince George's County.
Governor Wes Moore says the state is ready to move forward.
The capital that has already been allocated, the capital that we've already put together in terms of preparation, site preparation, and the capital that we now have earmarked for this is capital that has already been placed and will be part of the argument that's making as to why these illegal actions will not be tolerated.
In Largo, Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
The General Services Administration tells WTOP it has no comment on ongoing litigation.
New this morning, several people were hospitalized after a suspicious package was delivered to Joint Base Andrews in Prince George's County. Base workers say someone opened an envelope containing an unknown white powder and political propaganda yesterday that led to the evacuation of 2 buildings. The extent of the illnesses people suffered is not clear.
Coming up.
What states are the best in the country to be an employee, and how do Virginia and Maryland score? I'm Dan Roman.
Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.